Hallelujah. This is the book of Zechariah. Hallelujah. Zechariah has 14 chapters, and then we will see how well God is able to bless us as we read. So as you come in, God bless you. In the 8th month, in the 2nd year of Darius, came the word of the Lord unto Zechariah the son of Berechiah, the son of Iddo, the prophet, saying, The Lord hath seen sore displeased with your fathers. Therefore say thou unto them, Thus saith the Lord of hosts, Turn ye unto me, saith the Lord of hosts, and I will turn unto you, saith the Lord of hosts. Be ye not as your fathers, unto whom the former prophets have tried, saying, Thus saith the Lord of hosts, Turn ye now from your evil ways and from your evil doings. But they did not hear, nor hearken unto me, saith the Lord. Your fathers, where are they? And the prophets, do they live forever? But my words and my statutes which I commanded my servants, the prophets, did they not take hold of your fathers? And they returned and said, Like as the Lord of hosts thought to do us according to our ways, and according to our doing, so hath he dealt with us. Upon the 24th day of the 11th month, which is the month Sibat, in the 2nd year of Darius, came the word of the Lord unto Zechariah, the son of Berechiah, the son of Iddo, the prophet, saying, I saw by night, and behold, a man riding upon a red horse, and he stood among the myrtle trees that were in the bottom, and behind him were 3 red horses, speckled in white. Then said I, O my Lord, what are these? And the angel that talked with me, he said unto me, I will shew thee what these be. And the man that stood among the myrtle trees answered and said, These are they whom the Lord hath sent to walk to and fro through the earth. And they answered the angel of the Lord that stood among the myrtle trees and said, We have walked to and fro through the earth, and behold, all the earth sitteth still and is at rest. Then the angel of the Lord answered and said, Lord of hosts, how long wilt thou not have mercy on Jerusalem and on the cities of Judah, against which thou hast had indignation these 70 years? And the Lord answered the angel and talked with me with good words and comfortable words. So the angel that communed with me said unto me, Cry thou, saying, Thus saith the Lord of hosts, I am jealous for Jerusalem and for Zion with a great jealousy, and I am very sore displeased with the heathen that are at ease, for I was but a little displeased, and they helped forward the affliction. Therefore, thus saith the Lord, I am returned to Jerusalem with mercies. My house shall be built in it, saith the Lord of hosts, and a line shall be stretched out forth upon Jerusalem. Oh, hallelujah. Cry yet, saying, Thus saith the Lord of hosts, my cities through prosperity shall yet be spread abroad, and the Lord shall yet comfort Zion, and shall yet choose Jerusalem. Then lifted I up mine eyes, and saw, and beheld 4 horns. And I said unto the angel that talked with me, What are these? And he answered me, These are the horns which have scattered Judah, Israel, and Jerusalem. And the Lord shewed me 4 carpenters. Then said I, What come these to do? And he spake, saying, These are the horns which have scattered Judah, so that no man did lift up his head, but these are come to fray them, to cast out the horns of the Gentiles, which lifted up their horn over the land of Judah, to scatter it. I lifted up mine eyes again, and looked, and behold, a man with a measuring line in his hand. Then said I, Whither goest thou? And he said unto me, To measure Jerusalem, to see what is the breadth thereof, and what is the length thereof. And behold, the angel that talked with me went forth, and another angel went out to meet him, and said unto him, Run, speak to this young man, saying, Jerusalem shall be inhabited as towns without walls for the multitude of men and cattle therein. For I say, the Lord will be unto you a wall of fire round about, and I will be the glory in the midst of her. Ho, come forth and flee from the land of the north, saith the Lord, for I have spread you abroad as the four winds of the heavens, saith the Lord. Deliver thyself, O Zion, that dwellest in the daughter of Babylon. For thus saith the Lord of hosts, after the glory hath he sent me unto the nations which spoiled you, for he that toucheth you toucheth the apple of his eye. For behold, I will shake mine hand upon them, and they shall be a spoil for their servants, and ye shall know that the Lord of hosts hath sent me. Sing and rejoice, O daughter of Zion, for lo, I come, I will dwell in the midst of thee, saith the Lord. And many nations shall be joined to the Lord in that day, and shall be my people, and I will dwell in the midst of thee, and thou shalt know that the Lord of hosts has sent me unto thee. And the Lord shall inherit Judah, his portion in the holy land, and shall choose Jerusalem again. Be silent, O all flesh, before the Lord, for he is raised up out of his holy habitation. And he shewed me Joshua the high priest standing before the angel of the Lord, and Satan standing at his right hand to resist him. And the Lord said unto Satan, The Lord rebuke thee, O Satan, even the Lord that hath chosen Jerusalem rebuke thee. Is not this and plucked out of the fire? Now Joshua was clothed with 50 garments, and stood before the angel. And he answered and spake unto those that stood before him, saying, Take away the filthy garments from him. And unto him he said, Behold, I have caused thine iniquity to pass from thee, and I will clothe thee with change of raiment. And I said, Let them set a fair meter upon his head. So they set a fair meter upon his head, and clothed him with garments. And the angel of the Lord stood by. And the angel of the Lord protests unto Joshua, saying, Thus saith the Lord of hosts, If thou wilt walk in my ways, and if thou wilt keep my charge, then thou shalt also judge my house, and shalt also keep my courts, and I will give thee places to walk among these that stand by. Hear now, O Joshua, the high priest, thou art thy fellows that sit before thee, for they are men wandered at. For behold, I will bring forth my servant to the branch. For behold, the stone I have laid before Joshua, upon one stone shall be 7 eyes. Behold, I will engrave the graving thereof, saith the Lord of hosts, and I will remove the iniquity of that land in one day. In that day, saith the Lord of hosts, shall he call every man his neighbor under the vine and under the fig tree. And the angel that talked with me came again and walked me as a man that is wakened, and waked me as a man that is wakened out of his sleep, and said unto me, What sayest thou? And I said, I have looked, and behold, a candlestick of all gold, with a ball upon the top of it, and his 7 lamps thereon, and 7 pipes to the 7 lamps which are upon the top thereof, and 2 olive trees by it, one upon the right side of the bowl, and the other upon the left side of thereof. So I answered and spake to the angel that talked with me, saying, What are these, my Lord? Then the angel that talked with me answered and said unto me, Knowest thou not what these be? And I said unto my Lord, Then he answered and spake unto me, saying, This is the word of the Lord unto Zerubbabel, saying, Not by might nor by power, but by my spirit, saith the Lord of hosts. Woe art thou, O great mountain, before Zerubbabel! Thou shalt become plain, and he shall bring forth the headstone thereof with shoutings, saying, Grace, grace unto it. Moreover, the word of the Lord came unto me, saying, The hand of Zerubbabel have laid the foundation of this house, his hand shall also finish it. And thou shalt know that the Lord of hosts hath sent me unto you. For who hath despised the day of small things? For they shall rejoice and shall see the plummet in the hand of Zerubbabel with those 7. They are the eyes of the Lord which run to and fro through the whole earth. Then answered I and said unto him, What are these 2 olive trees upon the right side of the candlestick and upon the left thereof? And I answered again and said unto him, What be these 2 olive branches which through the 2 golden pipes empty the golden oil on themselves? And he answered me and said, Knowest thou not what these be? And I said, No, my Lord. Then said he, These are the 2 anointed ones that stand by the Lord of the whole earth. Then I turned and lifted up mine eyes and looked, and behold, a flying oil. And he said unto me, What seest thou? And I said unto him, a flying roll. The length thereof is 20 cubits, and the breadth thereof 10 cubits. Then said he unto me, This is the curse that goeth forth over the face of the whole world, for everyone that stealeth shall be cut off as on this side according to it, and everyone that sweareth shall he cut off as on one that side according to it. I will bring it forth, saith the Lord of hosts, and it shall enter into the house of the thief, and into the house of him that sweareth falsely by my name, and it shall remain in the midst of his house, and shall consume it with the timber thereof and the stones thereof. Then the angel that talked with me went forth and said unto me, Lift up now thine eyes and see what is this that goeth forth. And I said, What is it? And he said, This is an ephah that goeth forth. He said, Moreover, this is their resemblance through all the earth. And behold, there was lifted up a talent of lead, and this is a woman that sitteth in the midst of the ephah. And she said, This is wickedness. And he cast it into the midst of the cast, and he cast the weight of lead upon the earth thereof. Then lifted I up mine eyes and looked, and behold, there came out 2 women, and the wind was in their wings, for they had wings like the wings of a stork, and they lifted up the ephah between the earth and the heaven. Then said I to the angel that talked with me, Whether do these bear the ephah? And he said unto me, To build it an house in the land of Shinar, and it shall be established and set there upon her own base. And I turned and lifted up mine eyes and looked, and behold, there came 4 chariots out from heaven, 2 mountains, and the mountains were mountains of brass. In the first chariot were the horses, and in the second chariot black horses, and in the third chariot white horses, and in the fourth chariot grizzled bay horses. Then I answered and said unto the angel that talked with me, What are these, my Lord? And the angel answered and said unto me, These are the 4 spirits of the heavens which go forth from standing before the Lord of all the earth. The black horse which are therein go forth into the north country, and the white horse go forth after them, and the island go forth towards the south country, and the grizzled go forth towards the south country. And the bay went forth and sought to go, that they might walk to and fro through the earth. And he said, Get you and walk to and fro through the earth. So they walked to and fro through the earth. Then cried he upon me, and spake unto me, saying, Behold, these that go toward the north country have quieted my spirit in the north country. And the word of the Lord came unto me, saying, Take of them of the captivity, even of Eldai, of Tobijah, and of Jediah, which are come from Babylon, and come thou the same day, and go into the house of Josiah the son of Zephaniah. Then take silver and gold, and make crowns, and set them upon the head of Joshua the son of Josedek the high priest, and speak unto him, saying, Thus speaketh the Lord of hosts, saying, Behold, the man whose name is the branch, and he shall grow up out of his place, and he shall build the temple of the Lord. Even he shall build the temple of the Lord, and he shall bear the glory, and shall sit and rule upon his throne, and he shall be a priest upon his throne, and the council of peace shall be between them both. And the crown shall be to Helem, and to Tobijah, and to Jediah, and to Hen, and the son of Zephaniah, for a memorial in the temple of the Lord. And they that are for off shall come and build in the temple of the Lord, and ye shall know that the Lord of hosts has sent me unto you. And this shall come to pass if ye will diligently obey the voice of the Lord your God. And it came to pass in the 4th year of King Darius that the word of the Lord came unto Zechariah in the 4th day of the 9th month, even in Gislu, when they had sent unto the houses of God Sherezer and Regiment elect, and their men to pray before the Lord, and to speak unto the priests which were in the house of the Lord of hosts, and to the prophets, saying, Should I weep in the 5th month, separating myself, as I have done these so many years? Then came the word of the Lord of hosts unto me, saying, Speak unto the people of the land and to the priest, saying, When he fasted and mourned in the 5th and 7th month, even those 70 years did he at all fast unto me, even to me. And when he did eat and when he did drink, did not he eat for yourself and drink for yourself? Should he not hear the words which the Lord had cried by the former prophets, when Jerusalem was inhabited and in prosperity, and the cities thereof round about her, when men inhabited the south and the plain? And the word of the Lord came unto Zechariah, saying, Thus speaketh the Lord of hosts, saying, Execute true judgment and shew mercy and compassion every man to his brother, and oppress not the widow, nor the fatherless, the stranger, nor the poor, and let none of you imagine evil against his brother in your heart. But they refuse and hearken, and pull away the shoulder, and stop their ears, that they should not hear. Yea, they made their hearts as an adamant stone, lest they should hear the law and the words which the Lord of hosts has sent in his spirit by the former prophets. Therefore came a great wrath from the Lord of hosts. Therefore it is come to pass that as he cried, and they would not hear, so they cried, and I would not hear, said the Lord of hosts. But I scattered them with a whirlwind among all the nations whom they know not. Thus the land was desolate after them, and no man passed through nor returned, for they hid the pleasant land desolate. Again the word of the Lord of hosts came to me, saying, Thus saith the Lord of hosts, I was zealous of Zion with great jealousy, and I was jealous for her with great fury. Thus saith the Lord, I am returned unto Zion, and I will dwell in the midst of Jerusalem, and Jerusalem shall call a city of truth, and the mountain of the Lord of hosts, a holy mountain. Thus saith the Lord of hosts, there shall yet old men and old women dwell in the streets of Jerusalem, and every man with his staff in his hand for very age. And the street of the city shall be full of boys and girls playing in the street thereof. Thus saith the Lord of hosts, if it be marvelous in the eyes of the remnant of this people in these days, should it also be marvelous in mine eyes, saith the Lord of hosts? Thus saith the Lord of hosts, behold, I will save my people from the east country and from the west country. So now we're seeing where the scripture is showing how boys and girls will be playing in heaven, in the street of Jerusalem. Thus saith the Lord of hosts, behold, I will save my people east country and from the west country, and I will bring them, and they shall dwell in the midst of Jerusalem. They shall be my people, and I will be their God, in truth and in righteousness. Thus saith the Lord of hosts, let your hands be strong, he that hear in these days these words by the mouth of the prophets, which were in the day of the foundation of the house of the Lord of hosts was laid, that the temple might be built. For before these days there was no hire for man, nor any hire for beast, neither was there any peace to him that went out or came in, because of the affliction. For I set all men every one against his neighbor. But now I will not be unto the residue of this people as in the former days, saith the Lord of hosts. For the seed shall be prosperous, the vine shall give her fruit, and the ground shall give her increase, and the heaven shall give their due, and I will cause the remnant of this people to possess all these things. And it shall come to pass that as it were a curse among the heathen, O house of Judah and the house of Israel, so will I save you. And it shall be a blessing. Not fear not, but let your hands be strong. For thus saith the Lord of hosts, as I thought to punish you when your fathers provoked me to wrath, saith the Lord of hosts, I repented not. So again have I thought in these days to do well unto Jerusalem and to the house of Judah. Fear ye not. These are the things that ye shall do. Speak ye every man the truth to his neighbor. Execute the judgment of truth and peace in your gates. And let none of you imagine evil in your hearts against his neighbor. And love no false oath, for all these are things that I hate, saith the Lord. And the word of the Lord of hosts came to me, saying, Thus saith the Lord of hosts, the fast of the 4th month, and the fast of the 5th, and the fast of the 7th, and the fast of the 10th shall be to the house of Judah joy and gladness and cheerful feast. Therefore love the truth and peace. Thus saith the Lord of hosts, it shall yet come to pass that there shall come people and the habitation and the inhabitants of many cities, and the inhabitants of one city shall go to another, saying, Let us speedily do to pray before the Lord and to seek the Lord of hosts. I will go also. Yea, many people and strong nations shall come to seek the Lord of hosts in Jerusalem and to pray before the Lord. Thus saith the Lord of hosts, in these days it shall come to pass that when men shall take hold of all the languages of the nations, even shall take hold of the skirt of him that is a Jew, saying, We will go with you, for we have heard that God is with you. The burden of the word of the Lord in the land of Adrak and Damascus shall be the rest thereof, when the eyes of man as of the tribes of Israel shall be towards Lord. Everybody that is coming in, please subscribe, please subscribe. Thank you so much. And Amath also shall border there by Tyrus and Zidon, though it be very wise. And Tyrus did build herself a stronghold, and heaped up silver as the dust, and fine gold as the mire of the street. Behold, the Lord will cast her out, and he will smite her power in the sea, and she shall be devoured with fire. Ashkelon shall see it, and fear. Gaza also shall see it, and be very sorrowful, and Ekron for her expectation shall be ashamed, and the king shall perish from Gaza, and Ashkelon shall be inhabited. And a bastard shall dwell in Ashdod, and I will cut off the pride of the Philistine, and I will take away his blood out of his mouth, and his abomination from between his teeth. But he that remaineth shall, even he, for our God, and he shall be as a governor in Judah, and Ekron a Jebusite. And I will encamp about mine house because of the enemy, because of him that passeth by, and because of him that returneth, and no oppressor shall pass through them any more. For now have I seen with mine eyes. Rejoice greatly, O daughter of Zion. Shout, O daughter of Jerusalem. Behold, thy king cometh unto thee. He is just and having salvation, lowly, and riding upon an ass, and upon the colt and foal of an ass. So this is now a prophetic talking about Jesus riding in Jerusalem. And I will cut off the chariot from Ephraim, and the horse from Jerusalem, and the battle bow shall be cut off, and he shall speak peace unto the heathen, and his dominion shall be from sea even to sea, and from the river even to the ends of the earth. As for thee also, by the blood of thy covenant I have sent forth thy prisoners out of the pit wherein is no water. Turn you to the stronghold, ye prisoners of hope. Even today do I declare that I will render double unto thee. So if you don't have peace and no hope, you're in prison of the mind. When I have bent Judah for me, fill the bow with Ephraim, and rams and up his sons, O Zion, against thy sons, O Greece, and made thee the sword of a mighty man, and the Lord shall be seen over them, and his arrow shall go forth as a lightning, and the Lord shall blow his trumpet, and shall go with whirlwinds of the south. The Lord of hosts shall defend them, and they shall devour and subdue with sling stones, and they shall drink and make a noise as through wine, and they shall be filled like bowls as the corners of the altar. And the Lord their God shall save them in that day as the flock of his people, because God is the one who will give peace of mind. For they shall be as the stones of a crown, lifted up as an ensign upon his land. For how great is his goodness, and how great is his beauty. Corn shall make the young men cheerful, and new wine the maids. Ask ye of the Lord rain in time of the latter rain. So the Lord shall take bright clouds, and give them showers of rain to everyone grass in the field. For the idols have spoken vanity, and the diviners have seen a lie, and have told false dreamers they comfort in vain. Therefore they went their way as a flock. They were troubled because there was no shepherd. Thine anger was kindled against the shepherds, and I punished the goats. For the Lord of hosts had visited his flock, the house of Judah, and had made them as his godly horse in the battle. Out of him came forth the corner, out of him the nail, out of him the battle bow, out of him every oppressor together. And they shall be as mighty men which tread down their enemies in the mire of the streets in the battle, and they shall fight, because the Lord is with them, and the rider on horses shall be confounded. And I will strengthen the house of Judah, and I will save the house of Joseph, and I will bring them again to place them, for I have mercy upon them, and they shall be as though I had not cast them off, for I am the Lord their God, and will hear them. And they of Ephraim shall be like a mighty man. Remember, don't trouble Israel, because they are God's people. All right. And their heart shall rejoice as though wine, yea, their children shall sit and be glad. Thank you so much for coming in, Frosty. Can you please subscribe? Everybody that is coming in, and SIGUMOL, please subscribe. Hi, thank you. Please hit the subscribe button right there. God bless you. Their children shall see it and be glad. Their heart shall rejoice in the Lord. I will is for them and gather them, for I have redeemed them, and they shall increase as they have increased. And I will sow them among the people, and they shall remember me in far countries, and they shall live with their children and turn again. I will bring them again also out of the land of Egypt, and gather them out of Assyria. I will bring them to the land of Gilead and Lebanon, and place shall not be found for them. And he shall pass through the sea with affliction, and shall smite the waves of the sea, and all the deeps of the river shall dry up, and the pride of Assyria shall be brought down, and the scepter of Egypt shall depart away. And I will strengthen them in the Lord, and they shall walk up and down in his name, saith the Lord. Open thy doors, O Lebanon, that the fire may devour thy cedars. All fig tree, for the cedar is fallen, because the mighty are spoiled. All, O ye oaks of Bashan, for the forest of the vintage is come down. There is a voice of the howling of the shepherds, for their glory is spoiled. A voice of the roaring of young lions, for the pride of Jordan is spoiled. Thus saith the Lord my God, feed the flock of the slaughter. Whosoever possessors slay them, and hold themselves not guilty, and they shall sell them. Say, Blessed be the Lord, for I am rich, and their own shepherds pitied them not. For I will no more pity the inhabitants of the land, saith the Lord. But lo, I will deliver the men, every one, into his neighbor's hand, and into the hand of his king. And they shall smite the land, and out of their hand I will not deliver them. And I will feed the flock, and slaughter even you, O poor of the flock. And I will took unto me 2 staffs, the one I call beauty, and the other I call bands, and I fed the flock. 3 shepherds also I cut off in the mud, and my soul loathed them, and their soul also abhorred me. Then said I will not feed you your that diet, let it die. And that there is to be cut off, and let it be cut off, and let the rest of everyone the flesh of another. And I look at myself, even beauty, and I cut it asunder, that I might break my covenant which I had made with all the people. And it was broken in that day, and so the poor of the flock that waited upon me knew that it was the word of the Lord. And I said unto them, If ye think good, give me the price, and if not, forbear. So they wait, and for my price 30 pieces of silver. Remember, Jesus was sold for 30 pieces of silver. And the Lord said unto me, Cast it unto the potter, a goodly price, that I was priced at of them. And I took the 30 pieces of silver, and cast them to the potter in the house of the Lord. Then I cut asunder mine other stuff, even bands, that I might break the brotherhood between Judah and Israel. And the Lord said unto me, Take unto thee yet the instruments of a foolish shepherd, for lo, I will raise up a shepherd in the land, which shall not visit those that be cut off, neither shall seek the young one, nor heal that is broken, nor feed that that standeth still, but he shall eat the flesh of the fat and tear their claws in pieces. Woe to the idle shepherd that leaveth the flock. The sword shall be upon his arm and upon his right eye. His arm shall be clean dried up, and his right eye shall be utterly darkened. And now the burden of the word of the Lord for Israel, saith the Lord, which stretcheth forth the heavens and laid the foundation of the earth, and formed the spirit of man within him. Behold, I will make Jerusalem a cup, a trembling unto all the people round about, when they shall be in the siege, both is against Judah and against Jerusalem. And in that day I will make Jerusalem a burdensome stone for all people, all that burden themselves with it shall be cut in pieces, though the people of the earth be gathered together against it. In that day, saith the Lord, I will smite every horse with astonishment, and his rider with madness, and I will open mine eyes upon the house of Judah, and will smite every horse of the people with blindness. And the governors of Judah shall say in their heart, the inhabitants of Jerusalem shall be my strength in the Lord, hosts their God. In that day I will make the governors of Judah like an hearth of fire among the wood, and like a torch of fire in the sheaf, and they shall devour all the people round about, on the right and on the left, and Jerusalem shall be inhabited again in their own place, even in Jerusalem. The Lord also shall save the tents of Judah first, that the glory of the house of David and the glory of the inhabitants of Jerusalem do not magnify themselves against Judah. In that day shall the Lord defend the inhabitants of Jerusalem, and that is feeble among them. All that day shall be as David, and the house of David shall be as God, as the angel of the Lord before him. And it shall come to pass in that day that I will seek to destroy all the nations and come against Jerusalem. And I will pour upon the house of David and upon the inhabitants of Jerusalem the spirit of grace and of the supplications, that they shall look. So there, as the Bible said, now there's an angel that is before David. Upon me whom they have pierced, and they shall mourn for him as one mountain for his only son, and shall be in bitterness for him as one that is bitterness for his firstborn. So this is talking about the crucifixion of Jesus. In that day shall there be a great mourning in Jerusalem, as the mourning of Adar-Rimmon in the valley of Magidion, and the land shall mourn, every family apart, the family of the house of David is apart, and their wives apart, the family of the house of Nathan apart, and their wives apart, the family of the house of Levi apart, and their wives apart, the family of Shimei apart, and their wives apart, all the families that remain, every family apart, and their wives apart. In that day there shall be a fountain open to the house of David and to the inhabitants of Jerusalem for sin and for uncleanness. And it shall come to pass in that day, saith the Lord of hosts, that I will cut off the names of the idols out of the land, and they shall no more be remembered. And also I will cause the prophets and the unclean spirit to pass out of the land, and there will be a purification. And it shall come to pass that when any shall yet prophesy, then their father and his mother that begat him shall say unto him, Thou shalt not live, for thou speakest lies in the name of the Lord. And his father and his mother that begat him shall thrust him through when he prophesieth. And it shall come to pass in that day that the prophet shall be ashamed, every one of his vision, when he hath prophesied. Neither shall they wear a rough garment to deceive, but he shall say, I am no prophet and an husbandman, for a man taught me to keep cattle from my youth. And one shall say unto him, What are these wounds in thine hands? Then he shall answer, Those with which I was wounded in the house of my friends. Awake, O sword, against my shepherd, and against the man that is my fellow, saith the Lord of hosts. Smite the shepherd, and the sheep shall be scattered, and I will turn mine hand upon the little ones. And it shall come to pass that in all the land, saith the Lord, 2 parts therein shall be cut off and die, but the third shall be left therein. And I will bring the third part through the fire, and I will refine them as silver is refined, and I will try them as gold is tried. They shall call on my name, and I will hear them. I will say, It is my people. They shall say, The Lord is my God. Behold, the day of the Lord cometh, and thy spoil shall be divided in the midst of thee. For I will gather the nation against Jerusalem to battle, and the city shall be taken, and the houses rifled, and the women ravished, and half of the city shall go forth into captivity, and the residue of the people shall not be cut off from the city. Then shall the Lord go forth and fight against those nations as when he fought in the day of battle. And his feet shall stand in that day upon the Mount of Olives. So here you go. God, in his return, he shall stand upon the Mount of Olives for Jerusalem on the east, and the Mount of Olives shall cleave in the midst towards the earth, to the east and toward the west, and there shall be a very great valley, and half of the mountain shall remove towards the north, and half of it towards the south. That is the great showdown on earth, when Jesus returned, and he shall flee to the valley of the mountains, for the valley of the mountains shall reach unto Azal. Yea, he shall flee, like as he fled from before the earthquake in the days of Uzziah, king of Judah. And the Lord thy God, my God, shall come, and all the saints with thee. So we shall come back. This is talking about the battle of Armageddon. We shall come back and reign with Christ after the rapture. And it shall come to pass that in that day that the light shall not be clear nor dark, but it shall be one day which shall be known to the Lord, not day nor night, but it shall come to pass that at even it shall be light. And it shall be in that day that living water shall go out from Jerusalem, half of them toward the former sea, and half of them towards the inner sea. In summer and in winter shall it be. And the Lord shall be king over all the earth. In that day shall there be one Lord, and his name one. So that will be the millennial reign. All the land shall be turned as a plain from Geba and Rimmon, south of Jerusalem, and it shall be lifted up and inhabited in a place from Benjamin's gate unto the place of the first gate unto the former gate, and from the tower of Ananiel unto the king's wine presses, and men shall dwell in it, and there shall be no more utter destruction, but Jerusalem shall be safely inhabited. And this shall be the plague herewith the Lord will smite all the people that have fought against Jerusalem. Their flesh shall consume away while they stand on their feet, and their eyes shall consume away in their holes, and their tongues shall consume away in their mouth. And it shall come to pass in that day that a great tumult from the Lord shall be among them, and they shall lay hold every one on the hand of his neighbor, and his hand shall rise up against the hand of his neighbor. And Judah also shall fight at Jerusalem, and the wealth of all the heathen round about shall be gathered together, gold and silver and apparel in great abundance. And so shall be the plague of the horse, of the mule, of the camel, of the ass, and of the beast that shall be in these tents, and this plague. And it shall come to pass that everyone that is left of all the nations which came against Jerusalem shall even go up from year to year to worship the King, the Lord of hosts, and to keep the feast of tabernacles. And it shall be that whosoever shall not come up of all these families of the earth into Jerusalem to worship the King, the Lord of hosts, even upon them shall be no rain. And if the family of Egypt go not up and come not, that have no rain, then there shall be the plague. Therefore the Lord shall smite the heathen that come not up to keep the feast of the tabernacles. This shall be the punishment of Egypt, and the punishment of all nations that come not up to keep the feast of tabernacles. In that day shall there be upon the bells, the horses, holiness unto the Lord, and the pots of the Lord's house shall be like the bowls before the altar. Yea, everyone in Jerusalem and in Judah shall be holiness unto the Lord of hosts, and all they that sacrifice shall come and take of them and seethe therein, and in the day there shall be no more the Canaanite in the house of the Lord of hosts. So now I am going into reading Malachi. Malachi is the last book of the Old Testament. It has 4 chapters, and I'm going to see if I can get it done within just 15 minutes, and then we close the Old Testament, and then tomorrow we start reading the New Testament. Oh, what a day. God has helped us. Malachi 1. The burden of the word of the Lord of Israel by Malachi. I have loved you, saith the Lord. Yet he said, wherein as thou love us, was not Esau Jacob's brother, saith the Lord? Yet I loved Jacob, and I hated Esau, and laid his mountain and his heritage waste for the dragons of the wilderness. Whereas Edom said, we are impoverished, but we will return and build the desolate places. Thus saith the Lord of hosts, they shall build, but I will throw down, and they shall call them the border of wickedness, and the people against whom the Lord had indignation forever. And your eyes shall see, and he shall say, the Lord will be magnified from the border of Israel. A son honoreth his father, and a servant his master. If then I be a father, where is my honor? And if I be a master, where is my fear? Saith the Lord of hosts unto you. O priests that despise my name, and ye say, Wherein have we despised thy name? He offer polluted bread upon my altar. And he say, wherein have we polluted thee? In that he say, the table of the Lord is contemptible. And if he offer the blind for sacrifice, is it not evil? And if he offer the lame and sick, is it not evil? Offer it now unto thy governor. Will he be pleased with thee or accept that person, saith the Lord of hosts? And now I pray you beseech God that he will be gracious unto us. This art seen by your means. Will he regard your person, saith the Lord of hosts? Who is there among you that would shut the doors for naught? Neither do he kindle fire in mine altar for naught. I have no pleasure in you, saith the Lord of hosts, neither will I accept an offering at your hand. For from the rising of the sun even unto the going down the same, my name shall be great among the Gentiles, and in every place incense shall be offered unto my name, and a pure offering. For my name shall be great among the heathen, saith the Lord of hosts. But ye have profaned it, in that ye say, the table of the Lord is polluted, and the fruit thereof, even his meat, is contemptible. He said also, behold, what a weariness is it! And he have suffered at it, said the Lord of hosts, and he brought that which was torn, and the lame and the sick was brought. An offering should I accept this at your hand, said the Lord? But accursed be the deceiver which hath in his flock a meal, and vowed and sacrificed it unto the Lord, a corrupt thing. For I am a great king, saith the Lord of hosts, and my name is dreadful among the heathen. And now, ye priests, this commandment is for you. If ye will not hear, and if ye will not lay to your heart to give glory unto my name, saith the Lord of hosts, I will even send a curse upon you, and I will curse your blessings. Say, I have cursed them already, because ye do not lay it too hard. Behold, I will corrupt your seed and spread dung upon your faces, even the dung of your solemn feast, and one shall take you away with it. And ye shall know that I sent this commandment unto you, that my covenant might be with Levi, saith the Lord of hosts. My covenant was with him of life and peace, and I gave them to him, and for the fear wherewith he feared me and was afraid before my name. The law of truth was in his mouth, and iniquity was not found in his lips. He walked with me in peace and equity, and did turn many away from iniquity. For the priest's lips should keep knowledge, and they should seek the law at his mouth, for he is the messenger of the Lord of hosts. But ye are departed out of the way, ye have caused many to stumble at the law. Ye have corrupted the covenant of Levi, saith the Lord of hosts. Therefore have I also made you contemptible and base before all the people, according as ye have not kept my ways, but have been partial in the law. Have we not all one Father? Hath not one God created us? Why do we deal treacherously, every man against his brother, by profaning the covenant of our fathers? Judah hath dealt treacherously, and an abomination is committed in Israel and in Jerusalem, for Judah hath profaned the holiness of the Lord, which he loved, and hath married the daughters of a strange God. The Lord will cut off the man that doeth this, the master and the scholar, out of the tabernacles of Jacob, and him that offereth an offering unto the Lord of hosts. And this have we done again, covering the altar of the Lord with tears, with weeping, and with crying out, insomuch that he regarded not the offering any more, nor receiveth it with good will at your hand. Yet he say, whereof? Because the Lord hath been witness between thee and the wife of thy youth, against whom thou hast dealt treacherously. Yet is she thy companion and the wife of thy covenant. And did not he make one? Yet had he the residue of the Spirit, and wherefore one, that he might seek godly seed. Therefore take heed to your spirit, and let none deal treacherously against the wife of his youth, for the fear of the Lord. For the Lord, the God of Israel, said that he hated putting away for one covered violence his garment, said the Lord of hosts. Therefore take heed to your spirit, that to deal not treacherously. Ye have wearied the Lord with your words, yet ye say, wherein have we wearied him? When we say, everyone that doeth evil is good in the sight of the Lord, and he delighted in them, or where is the God of judgment? Behold, I will send my messenger, and he shall prepare the way before me, and the Lord, which that was referring to John the Baptist, whom he seeks, shall suddenly come to his temple. Even the messenger of the covenant whom he delight in, behold, he shall come, saith the Lord of hosts. But who may abide? The day is coming, and who shall stand when he appeareth? For he is like a refiner's fire, and like a fuller's soap. That is referring to Jesus Christ. And he shall sit at a refiner, purifier of silver, and he shall purify the sons of Levi, and purge them as gold and silver, that they may offer unto the Lord an offering in righteousness. Then shall the offering of Judah and Jerusalem be pleasant unto the Lord, as in the days of old, and as these former years. And I will come near to you to judgment, and I will be a swift witness against the sorcerers, against the adulterers, and against false swearers, and against those that oppress, and the hireling in his wages, the widow and the fatherless, and turn aside the stranger from the right, and fear not me, said the Lord of hosts, for I am the Lord, I change not. Therefore, ye sons of Jacob are not consumed. Even from the days of your fathers, ye are gone away from mine ordinances, and have not kept them. Return unto me, and I will return unto you, said the Lord of hosts. But he said, wherein shall we return? Will a man rob God? Yet ye have robbed me. But he said, wherein have ye robbed me? In tithes and offering. You are cursed with a curse, for you have robbed me, even this whole nation. Bring ye all the tithes into the storehouse, that there may be meat in mine house, and prove me now where it said the Lord of hosts, if I will not open the windows of heaven and pour out a blessing, that there shall not be room enough to receive it. But remember, before you bring your tithes unto the Lord, you have to return unto God. And I will rebuke the devourer for your sake, and he shall not destroy the fruits of your ground, neither shall your wine cast or fruit before the time in the field. So meaning that even in child rearing, there will not be any miscarriages, said the Lord of hosts. And all nations shall call you blessed. I am so happy because I am just literally one chapter away from finished reading the Old Testament. So God will call you blessed, for ye shall be a delightsome land, said the Lord of hosts. This is a declaration over you now. Your words have been stout against me, said the Lord. Yet say, what have we spoken so much against thee? Ye have said, it is vain to serve God, and what profit is it that we have kept his ordinance, and that we have walked mournfully before the Lord of hosts? And now we call the proud happy, yea, they that work wickedness are set up, yea, they that God are even delivered. Then they that fear the Lord spake often one to another, and the Lord hearkened and heard it, and a book of remembrance was written before him. Remember, book of remembrance for them that fear the Lord. So when you fear the Lord, your name is in a book of remembrance, and that thought upon his name. And if you call upon the name of the Lord, your name is in it, and they shall be mine, said the Lord of hosts. And in that day, when I make up my jewels, and I will spare them as a man spared his own son that serveth him, then shall he return and discern between the righteous and the wicked, between him that serveth God and him that serveth him not. Now I am in the final showdown, in the last chapter in the book of Malachi, that closes off the Old Testament. For behold, the day cometh that shall burn as an oven, and all the proud, yea, all that do wickedly, shall be stubble. And the day that cometh shall burn them up, saith the Lord of hosts, and it shall leave them neither root nor branch. But unto you, O my people, my viewers, my watchers, my wonderful people that fear the name of the Lord, shall the Son of Righteousness arise with healing in his wings, and you shall go forth and grow up as calves in the stall. I'm releasing over you. And you shall tread down the wicked, and you shall be ashes under the soles of your feet in the day that I shall do this, saith the Lord of hosts. Remember ye the law of Moses my servant. Remember the words that I am reading to you, which I commanded unto him in Horeb for all Israel with the statutes and judgment. Behold, I will send you Elijah the prophet before the coming of the great and dreadful day of the Lord. So remember, now we are going to enter to read the New Testament, and we're going to go in eschatological aspect in the books of the New Testament. And remember that I said in the after the rapture, then there will be two witnesses that shall return to preach the gospel of Jesus Christ, because the Holy Ghost would have already taken out of the earth. He's still here now. So the Bible clearly states one of those witnesses, which is Elijah, the prophet Elijah the Tishbite, because he did not see death. He was taken up by a whirlwind. And here in Malachi chapter 4, verse 5, which represents grace, tells you clearly that one of those witnesses that will return on earth to preach the gospel of Jesus Christ will be Elijah. And the Bible said these two witnesses, they will preach and they will kill them and they will lay in the street for 3 days, but the Lord will raise them up and they will resurrect because everybody must die. All right? And so now we are left with the other. So who is the other witness that will come back? Who have never seen that? Who was also translated, which was Enoch. All right? And some say it is Moses or Enoch, but we'll talk about that when we get over there. But we know for sure God himself said that Elijah will come back. Right? He said, behold, I send you Elijah, the prophet, before the coming of the great and dreadful day of the Lord. So now listen. So that tells me that Elijah is alive because he's not dead. So where's Elijah? Even right now as we speak, where is Elijah? Keep following, keep watching, keep connecting, keep subscribing, and all of these mysteries in the Bible will be said. And he shall turn the heart of the fathers to the children, and the heart of the children to their fathers, lest I come and smite the earth with a curse. This is Dr. Jeniffer Mundy, the God day of February the 11th, 2026. I concluded reading the Old Testament word for word, verbatim from Genesis to Malachi, that has the Old Testament. And by God's grace, tomorrow I will begin reading the New Testament. You don't want to miss it. And I will start reading from Matthew. To be lit, it's going to be live, it's going to be cooking. I need you to subscribe. Go grab your pencils, go grab your pen, your notepad, your iPad, your notebook, get your Bible, whatever it is. And I want for you to come on with me, studying the Word, read the Word of God as God bless your heart. So remember, hit the notification button so that whenever I'm coming in, you know that I am coming in, because this is my third time coming to you